Saint Augustine commentary on the Gospel of John chapter 5 verse 19 following. Withdraw then from this wisdom of the flesh, and let us inquire in what manner it is said, the Son can't of himself do anything, but what he sees the Father doing. Let us inquire if we are worthy to apprehend. For I confess it is a great thing and altogether difficult to see the Father doing through the Son, not the Father and the Son doing each his particular works, but the Father doing every work whatsoever by the Son, so that not any works are done by the Father without the Son, or by the Son without the Father, because all things were made by him, and without him was nothing made. This truth being most firmly established in the foundation of faith, what now is the nature of this seeing? You seek, as I suppose, to know the Son doing. Seek first to know the Son seeing. For what in fact says he? The Son can't of himself do anything but what he sees the Father doing. Note what he said, but what he sees the Father doing. The seeing comes first, the doing follows. He sees in order to do. As for you, why do you seek at present to know how he does, while you understand not as yet how he sees? Why do you run to that which comes later, leaving that which comes first? He declares himself as seeing and doing, not doing and seeing, because he can't of himself do anything but what he sees the Father doing. Will you that I explain to you how he does? Do you explain to me how he sees? If you cannot explain this, neither can I that. If you are not yet competent to understand this, neither am I to understand that. Wherefore, let each of us seek, each knock, that each may merit to receive. Why do you, as if you were learned, unjustly blame me, who am unlearned? I in respect of the doing, you in respect of the seeing. Being both unlearned, let us inquire of the Master, not childishly wrangle in his scorn. We have already, however, learned together that all things were made by him. Therefore, it is manifest that it is not a different kind of works that the Father does, that seeing them, the Son may do other works like them. But the very same does the Father by the Son, because all things were made by the Word. Now, as to how God does, who knows? How made he, I will not say the world, but your own eye, in your carnal attachment to which you compare visible things with invisible? For you conceive of God such things as you are wont to see with these eyes. But if God might be seen with these eyes, he would not have said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Accordingly, you have an eye of the body to see an artificer, but you have not yet the eye of the heart to see God. Hence, what you are wont to see in an artificer, you would transfer to God. Leave earthly things on the earth, set your heart on high. What then, beloved, are we going to explain that which we have asked? How the Word sees, how the Father is seen by the Word, what the seeing of the Word is? I am not so bold, so rash, as to promise to explain this for myself or for you, however I estimate your measure. Still I know my own. Therefore, if you please, not to delay it longer, let us run over the passage and see how carnal hearts are troubled by the words of the Lord, to this end troubled, that they may not continue in that which they hold. Let this be wrested from them, as some toy is wrested from children, with which they amuse themselves to their hurt, that as persons of larger growth they may have more profitable things planted in them, and may be able to make progress instead of crowding on the earth. Arise, seek, sigh, pant with desire, and knock at what is shut. For if we do not yet desire, not yet earnestly seek, not yet sigh, we shall only be throwing pearls to all indiscriminately, or finding pearls ourselves, regardless of what kind. Wherefore, beloved, I would move a longing desire in your heart. Good character leads to right understanding. The kind of life leads to another kind of life. One kind of life is earthly, another is heavenly. There is a life of beasts, another of men, and another of angels. The life of beasts is excited with earthly pleasures, seeks earthly pleasures alone, and grovels after them with immoderate desire. The life of angels is alone heavenly. The life of man is midway between that of angels and of beasts. If man lives after the flesh, he is on a level with the beasts. If he lives after the Spirit, he joins in the fellowship of angels. When you live after the Spirit, examine even in the angelic life whether you be small or well grown. For if you are still a little one, the angels say to you, grow, we feed on bread. You are nourished with the milk of faith, that you may come to the meat of sight. But if there will be still a longing for filthy pleasures, if the thoughts be still of deceit, if lies are not avoided, if perjuries be heaped on lies, shall a heart so fall dare to say, explain to me how the word sees? Even if I be able to do so, even if I myself now see? And further, thou not perhaps of this character myself, and I am nevertheless far from this vision. How must that man be weighed down with earthly desires, who is not yet wrapped with this desire from above? There is a wide difference between loathing and desiring, and again between desiring and enjoying. If you live as do the beasts, you loathe. The angels have full enjoyment. If on the other hand you live not as the beast, you have no longer loathing, something you desire, and do not receive. You have by the very desire begun the life of the angels. May it grow in you and be perfected in you, and may you receive this not of me, but of him who made both me and you. Yet the Lord also has not left us to chance, since in that he said, the Son can't of himself do anything, but what he sees the Father doing. He meant us to understand that the Father does not some works which the Son may see, and the Son does other works after he has seen the Father doing, but that both the Father and Son do the very same works. For he goes on to say, for what things soever he does, there also does the Son in like manner. Not after the Father has done works, does the Son other works in like manner? But whatever he does, these also the Son does in like manner. If this the Son does which the Father does, then it is by the Son that the Father does. If by the Son the Father does what he does, then the Father does not some, the Son others, but the works of the Father and of the Son are the same works. And how do the Son also the same? Both the same and in like manner. In case you should think them the same, but in a different manner, the same, says he, and in like manner. And how could they be the same and not in like manner? Take an example which I presume is not too big for you. When we write letters, they are first formed by our heart, then by our hand. Certainly. Why otherwise have you all agreed, but because you perceived it to be so? It is, as I have said, it is manifest to us all. The letters are made first by our heart, then by our body. The hand serves, the heart commands. Both the heart and the hand make the same letters. Does think the heart does some letters, the hand some others? The same indeed does the hand, but not in like manner. Our heart forms them intelligibly, but our hand visibly. See how the same things are made, but not in like manner. Hence it was not enough for the Lord to say, what things soever the Father does, these also the Son does. He must add, and in like manner. For what if you should understand this just as you understand whatever your heart does, this also your hand does, but in a different manner? Here, however, he added, this also the Son does in like manner. If he both does these and in like manner does, then awake, let the Jew be crushed, let the Christian believe, let the heretic be convinced, the Son is equal to the Father.